Alright. Cool. Let us get back into the New York Islanders franchise mode here in year number 2, right where we left off. I will say that the only change really that I did off camera is I did update our training block. They had Zdeno Chara and Nick Leddy on there, which we just signed Chara to a 2-year contract, and Nick Leddy's not going anywhere, at least for a little while. So no need to have those two guys on there. I did decide to put this Ramirez kid up there, Francis Ramirez. We just drafted him this past summer in the 5th round with the medium top 6 potential, but 52 overall is kind of rough. I mean, he's not having amazing stats in the U.S. Just a trade piece for us. I also decided to put our first round pick coming up just to kind of see what we can get. With us being in 3rd place right now and having a good season in Buffalo and Boston, their trade value for those 2 first round picks that we have are much higher than ours. So gonna see what kind of teams come at us with those 2 pieces on the block. And I also decided, because at the end of the season, Barzal, his contract is up. He is a restricted free agent. But I decided to send him an extension offer for 7 years at $10 million per. He initially, I think, wanted like a 3-year deal or something, so I bumped it up to 7 years, and the asking price was like 12.2. So I did drop it down to 10 million. See what he thinks about that. So a big contract getting added to our books for next season for Matt Barzal. So I'm sure it'll take a day or two. We will see what comes of that. But yeah, so back in the swing of things here. We'll just continue going along. But again, having a good season. Like I said, we're in 3rd place in our division with 61 points. Columbus is fairly close behind with a 4-point lead over them, and we are 5 points behind the Hurricanes for the 2nd place in the Metropolitan Division. Obviously, Pittsburgh is just on an absolute tear this year, so I very, very highly doubt that we'll scratch that surface. But yeah, so hopefully we can end the year. We're going to go all the way to the end of the season and kind of see what happens here. Hoping for a good finish to the year. We're 50 games in. We're not at the deadline yet. But looking, once again at the stats, our team's playing pretty well. Jeff Skinner, if you watched the last one, is minus 13. We ended up putting him up on the first line with Barzal and Ethan Lyons here, and it completely messed up his plus-minus. I think Josh Bailey was perfect for the first line. He's a good defensive player, so was really keeping that first line defensively sound. So I just put things back to the way they were after that little experiment. So Jeff Skinner's back on his second line with Hosang on the other wing and Beauvalet in between them. So, I mean, overall, with what we have, our team is playing pretty well. Skinner with 15 goals, Lyons has 19 in 50 games. Beauvalet, he's playing well. The bottom 6 isn't the greatest, but some of those guys are plus minus is pretty good. We'll switch over to the defense now, just to kind of show you what's going on there. Ryan Pulock leading the team. His contract is also up at the end of the year. I'm not going to offer him an extension though. I'll just wait for free agency and re-signing contracts and all that to get him back with the club. Good news is that he is saying yes, that he does want an extension, so he should want back, which is good. Probably lock him up to a 5-year deal or something like that. Um, Zdeno Chara, I was hoping he'd be a little bit better defensively. The -8 is kind of worrying me a little bit. You know, he is 85 overall. He's still playing. You know, his overall is still pretty nice. Nick Leddy is just kind of being Nick Leddy. Palak is actually enjoying a pretty nice season so far on the bottom 6 there. He is playing alongside of Jack Johnson, who has a nice little season going for him as well. And then, oops, the goaltenders for the second year in a row are playing absolute lights out. Thomas Greiss is out right now. He's missed a good handful of games. We've had to call up Jacob Skarek from the AHL. He wasn't in the lineup down there. He's only a 65 overall goaltender. You know, I didn't want to bring up any of those other two guys, Gibson or Soderstrom. You know, let them play in the AHL. Use him as a backup, and he's actually not playing too bad. Like, the stats are pretty good. But Greiss and Lehner are just having a phenomenal season. Once again, they're really a nice combo there, the 1-2 punch on the goaltending side of our team. So, yeah. So let's get some simulation done. We're at the 50 game mark right now. So we're right at the beginning of February. The deadline is on the 27th, so just less than 4 weeks away. So let's see what we can do here, and then go up to the trade deadline and see if we want to make any moves if necessary. But as of right now, I don't have any intention of doing that. You know, we're staying the course here in New York. We're continuing to be a competitive team who also have decent drafts. So we're going to continue that. Hopefully we can continue that that path. So let's get a little bit more simulation done here. Go up to the 17th here. Get a few games in. Oh, big 9-0 loss. That's good. Okay, so Barzal rejected that extension. So we'll go up to the 17th. I'm going to offer him another extension. I'd like to lock him up long term. Greiss is back. Alright, let's continue here. Get these 2 games out of the way. No, I'm not giving up Nick Leddy. I don't want either of those guys. Alright, let's simulate one more game. Couple of wins there. Back to back. Nice. Alright, so let's get Greiss back in the lineup as the backup, and we'll go ahead and send Skarek back down. Thomas Greiss back in there. There you go. We'll just go to roster moves. We'll go ahead and send Skarek down. And like I said, he wasn't in the lineup in the AHL, so we don't have to change up any lines. So, excellent. So still in 3rd place. Columbus is hanging around. Let's go back here. Still 4 points behind Carolina. And Pittsburgh is continuing to have an amazing season. Okay, so let's keep going. Up to the 17th this Monday. Got a few more games this week. Washington wants our 1st rounder this year and our 4th next year for Vrana. Now, off camera, I was sending my scout out to scout him. Let's see if we got any information back. Not that I probably need him. I probably don't need him. He's not even playing. He's not even in the lineup for Washington. Last year, he had 23 goals. Like, I don't know why you're not playing Vrana. That is interesting. I'm going to scout him again. See if they come back at us with an offer. I don't really think I need him. But, wow. Alright, so this is the kid I put on the block, that 5th round pick, medium top 6, who's a 52 overall left winger. Ramirez, a 4th, a 5th, a 4th and 2/5 for a 2nd and 3rd round. No, absolutely not. Okay, so we'll keep going on here. Nice, another couple of wins. Alice Madsen has been injured. We'll just replace him for now. One more game against Detroit. Nick Leddy, no thank you. Nick Leddy, believe it or not, is a pretty sizable part of our team right now. Part of our defensive core. I have no interest in this time trading him away. And look at that. We're basically tied for 2nd place. I mean, Carolina has a game in hand, but still, Columbus is still kind of hanging around. They're only 6 points behind. So that's awesome. We're still being competitive, which is good. Okay, so up at the 17th, let's go back to the contract screen. I'm gonna throw another offer at Barzal. Now he's saying he doesn't want an extension. Probably because we lowballed him. I'm gonna try again anyway. 7 years. We do 10.8 for Barzal. I mean, he's 90 overall at 22 years old. I mean, the kid's gonna get paid. He's basically, you know, the next John Tavares, and I mean, he's 90 overall. Like, what could you possibly give Barzal anything less than that? So we'll see what he comes back with us on that offer. 10.850. I mean, another 50 grand wouldn't make or break it. I'd probably have to go up to 11 mil. Okay. So we got 3 games remaining in this week. So let's go up to Ottawa here. Another rejected. I'm not interested in extending my contract. Okay. Leddy and Ramirez for a 1st. No. Alice Madsen. Let's get him back in the lineup in the AHL. Where did I have Madsen? I don't even know where I had him. Right here. Yeah, I might just ugh, a couple of losses there that week. 0-2-1. No, I don't want Roussel. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go at least 11 million, if not 11.5. I mean, if that's the case, that's fine. I mean, I can always wait till after the season in the re-sign stage. Yeah, that week hurt us. Now we're 5 points behind 2nd place after just being tied. That was a bad week. 7 years. I mean, he's going to be our highest paid player for a long time, so 11.5 for 7 years for Barzal. Which is pretty much what John Tavares got paid anyway, so in Toronto. Okay. Let's get some slow sim in here. So we'll simulate this game up against Ottawa. Eastern Conference team. First period. 1-1 after the first. So Zuccarello now on Ottawa gets a goal. Grice is in the net there. And Jeff Skinner, awesome on the second line. Second period, nothing. Alright, let's get some slower simulation here. Maybe we'll jump in with 10 minutes left here. Depending on. Oh no, they're gonna go. Oh, well, we tie it. The rookie Lions. And another goal by Ladd. Alright, let's get in there. Let's get in there. I think that's Artemi Panarin on Ottawa. I think he ended up signing with Ottawa. And the man, the myth, the legend, Matt Barzal. For the Rangers, the Islanders here. Alright, so we're up 3-2 here. 10 minutes left.
If you're just with us, it's been a
goals by Skinner,
so far,
our number 2 overall pick this past summer. Lions, and Andrew Ladd just scored to give us that lead.
Fires. Ottawa's in their own end. And
third line's out there right now.
Directing that one to Ceci. Can start the attack going in the zone. One-time blast. May not have been intentional, but he got it anyway. Couldn't retain possession. Big drive. A great opportunity, but he missed the net. If that puck hits the net,
defensively here. Whoa, that's a weird bounce.
Wheels behind. Puck at the point. In front. Free puck off a defender there. They're
Come on.
ready to strike.
Ottawa's ragging the puck here in our zone. This isn't good.
Elevates a pass to Ceci. Pitch to Lee. Back to the blue line. Snaps it to Butler.
God.
Looks for room. Pressure.
All right, let's get it out.
That puck's loose. Good defense.
Just barely.
It's almost like these teams are mirror
And they're
images
offside.
of
Oh,
each
thank
other.
God.
There's no room on the ice. Nobody has been able to spread out
44 right in the middle. There he is, Lions.
scoring chances.
The right wing sniper.
Sort of an odd time. Maybe he's trying to
And that weird glitch where it just switches your goalies. So later, apparently Lehner taking over the crease. Who knows? Maybe. I always like to pretend maybe the goaltender pulled something and they throw the starter back in there. I don't know why the game does that. It's so weird.
Looking to DeHaan. Nice tip of the pass.
Oh, Lions!
Broke it up.
Oh.
And it's a good pickup.
Oh, I can't get
The
it.
Senators skated up on the side.
Wow, I definitely hit that guy and it didn't even move him.
It's going to have to be something tougher than that to score.
Okay. Yep, there he is. I knew it. Artemi Panarin. He signed with Ottawa in the offseason. I don't know why he would ever want to go to Ottawa, but that's fine. Gets traded from the Blackhawks, goes to Columbus, tears it up there, and now signs probably a nice big contract here in Ottawa. Barzal in the right spot.
Another turnover in this very close game.
Wards trying to get this puck back. I can't.
Pitching it to Zuccarello. Has it picked up. To Bailey.
Try not to make a mistake here.
He gets that pass ahead in stride.
I was saying.
Knocked off the puck.
Ah.
To Donskoy.
Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Intercept.
Steal by Skinner.
Offside.
Oh, that guy was offside.
The Senators have moved him all over the lineup, looking for a spark from him.
Under 4 minutes left. See if we can close it out here. It's been all Ottawa.
And hope one bounces in off his backside.
Haven't gotten any chances at all.
Control from the face-off. Steps across that line. On the outside, a shot.
Oh, what a block.
Deflected away. Lifts the stick and steals the puck.
Oh, Beauvalet. Ugh.
Right near the line, can he keep it going? And he shoots.
Ah, trying to put it in the net. Didn't work.
He takes that point pass. Chipped off the boards and ahead. New York's looking to head man up the wing. Well wide of the mark.
Shot it way wide.
Approaching the final minute in this game. 1 minute left. Close in play.
Oh,
Save there.
big save.
Pass attempt to Barzell.
Oh, I knew he was going to switch.
And icing is
And
called
I
on
passed
the
it
play,
anyway.
setting up the most critical face-off of the night.
Oh boy.
Centermen
Still got their
practice
goalie.
this so many times at the end of their game day workouts. And here comes the biggest one perhaps of the whole season. The Islanders in their own
Just
end
get this
controlling
puck
play
out of
now.
here.
Martin's tripped and a penalty should
Oh.
be coming.
Tripped me.
Zuccarello's
That's a
going
power
to the
play.
box.
It's not what you want to do in the final minute of the game when you're down by 1. Get in the box, Zuccarello.
Anything you do once, you can do twice. Let's see if that
This is
applies to
the
this particular power play.
First line power play. See if they can make any magic happen here. Right at the end of the game. Okay, bad pass.
Cotton quickly back.
Hosang along the
Takes it
boards.
from the boards and looks on. Play is
Oh, I
offside,
thought I kept that in.
so we get a
Oh.
hold.
Alright, second line unit out there.
The Islanders control from the neutral zone.
Oh, come on.
And in flight over the line. Fires, blocked. The Senators have to take a chance here. They pull their goalie. Net open.
Oh my god, he blocked that?
Takes that pass that was just slipped ahead to him.
Way wide.
Pitching this one to Loins. The game
That's
is
it. We
over.
hold on for the win.
New York's fans finally have something to cheer
So,
about after a long
Andrew
losing
Ladd with the
streak.
game-winning
It
goal.
was a close one, but they've gotten the victory.
How about that?
The Islanders, in a recent tradition, step to center ice and do the yes, yes, yes salute.
I've never seen that. Is that
Some
new?
nights are special in memory. This
Is
one
that
was
new
an
for this game, or is that like an
outstanding game.
Islanders thing?
So
I've
long
never
for
seen
now.
that. It's weird. I don't know if you can pick that for any team, or someone will have to let me know if that's a New York Islanders thing. Did they do that after their wins? Anyways, I mean, not a great game from us. We only had 22 shots, but we are the winning team, so that's all that matters. 2 points. Andrew Ladd with the game-winning goal. Okay. So basically, I think we have one more game. I think, yep, against Edmonton, and then it's the trade deadline. So, let's just advance the day here. I don't know if Barzell's gonna get back to me right away. We'll advance the day once more. My trade block has already been updated, and Barzell still rejecting the offer. So I'm not gonna offer him a contract until until the re-sign stage. Doesn't want to sign one right now. I'm not gonna force it. A first round pick, Ramirez, and a fourth for Vrana, a second, Jaskin, and a third. No. Alright, so we're just gonna advance the day. We'll simulate this last game here against Edmonton. Nicoletti and Ramirez for our first. And we win that game as well. So where does that put us? Solidly third place, down by a point. Carolina's still a game in hand. Philly is 7 points behind us, so it looks like Columbus has trailed off a little bit. Philly's still hanging around. Okay. So 6-3-1 in our last 10. Let's just take a look at the trading block. I mean, I don't really want to make any. I don't like need to ship anybody out. I'll just kind of go through once more. This is probably all the same. I checked this all before I started recording. Just kind of went through the trade block, but there's nothing really here that I'm super interested in, or need, or want, and there's no one I really want to get rid of. So, it'd be actually there was one player I was interested in maybe acquiring, and I'll just let you know when we get there. I wanted to scout him a little bit, just to make sure the trade value is appropriate. Because I would like to really... Actually, there were two guys. Strawman, maybe. I would like to really make our top four solid. Anton Strawman is an option, but he's a two-way defender. I mean, he's not going to get a ton of points. He would make us better defensively. I'm sure of that. So he is one. You could probably get him for that first-round pick that we have. He's on an expiring contract. And the only other guy I was actually even more interested in than Strawman I'll have to see if he's still hanging around. Yep, Jacob Trouba. This is a guy I was interested in. I did scout him, but it looks like didn't really uncover any more information, and he hasn't played. Does he have a contract? He doesn't have a contract, that's why. He's a restricted free agent. Never mind. I mean, I could trade for him, but that trade value is high, and he doesn't have a contract. 26 years old. Alright, never mind. I didn't see that he didn't have a contract, so maybe I'll go after Strawman. Let's just see what we're working with here. Lions is up to an 86. Wow. He is now a legit first line forward. Okay. So what are we looking like on D right now? We've got Letty Pulak, who's up to an 83. Chara. And it would shore up our top four. I mean, I would want to give them, and they want it, our first round pick. It's not there yet, but it's fairly close. And they want any goalies. They want Soderstrom. Any skaters? They want Ramirez, and that's a guy I was willing to trade away. But it looks like the value is a little bit in their favor, so let's see if we can get something also in return. See if we can get a draft pick back. A third for next year. That looks pretty good. Our first rounder, Ramirez, prospect that I'm probably not going to use, and for Strawman in a third of next year. We're really banking on it that we, I think I can squeeze out another pick. Really banking on that we make the playoffs. but I'm not giving anything away from my team currently. And we still have 2 other first-round picks. So, yeah, I'm going to pull the trigger on this. Trade accepted. So it's a good trade. We're going to edit our lines to get Strawman in there. He's right-handed, which is nice. So Mayfield started going in there because we traded away Hickey, but we can literally just put Strawman right in there. So we got Chara on the top 6. How's his skating? He's a decent skater. Yeah. I forgot this. I gotta fix the power play. I can't have Chara out there. Letty, Pulock, Strawman. I'd rather have Jack Johnson out there. Okay. Alright. So that's our deadline trade. We trade away our first round pick coming up. But we have Buffalo still, which, I mean, they're in 3rd place as well, but Boston, they have 59 points on the year. They're a losing record, so a chance maybe, again, for a possible draft eligible lottery pick. But what we just did was trade away a prospect we're probably not going to use. We've drafted him in the 5th round, so we got some good value back for him. And a first round pick, even though we still have 2 picks. And we shore up our top 4. You know, we just got a lot better in the top 4. I'd rather have Strawman in there than Mayfield. So awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that should make us better defensively. Alright, let's continue some simulation here. We'll go right up to this Monday here. Get 2 more games left this week. We lose against Buffalo, but we beat Pittsburgh. That's good. Okay, the last big month, our last game, looks like it's Montreal on the 5th of April. So, let's get this first week out of the way here. We got 3 games, all in our division. Matt Hunwick, I do not need Matt Hunwick. Big loss there against New Jersey. Point against Carolina, a team that we're battling with. Pulock has been injured, so Mayfield's back in. And a loss against Philly. Loss, loss, loss. Not good. Alright, let's get another 3 games in. Western Conference teams here. Andreoff has been injured. And I continue, let Pulock get healthy. Another loss. So that was 4 in a row, 5 in a row. 5 losses in a row. We went 0-4-1. Not good. Finally there, a win against Vegas. Still in 3rd place. 4-point lead over Philly and the Rangers. We're behind Carolina by 3 points, and there's still a game in hand. So that game coming up against Carolina is going to be big. Sebastian Aho went in there. Okay, so let's get Pulock back. Hosang going next. Yes! Hosang with the shootout goal. And the Islanders take 2 points. Oh man, that was a huge game. Huge 2 points.
No worse feeling than losing a game like this in a shootout.
Oh, that was perfect. Stops. I just juked Varlamov out of his jock straps.
Tribute to the fans with the yes, yes, yes.
That must be an Islanders thing? I don't know. That's so... Oh my god, that saved by Varley in overtime.
We hope you liked it. We'll all look forward to next time.
That must be an Islanders thing. The yes, yes, yes thing at the end of the game. If it is, it's pretty cool they put that in there. Huge game. Huge win. Hosang with the shootout winner. Alright, 2 games left of the season. Let's see what that did for us. We're in 3rd place. Tied with the Rangers for 92 points. We have a very big contest coming up. Still have any injuries. Cizikas, post-concussion, June 25th. Alright, so it looks like Cizikas isn't coming back at all. I mean, he's our 3rd-line center, and he's 77 overall. It's not a huge deal. So Kuhnhackl is playing. Alright. Another huge game. We are tied. We are tied with Columbus. Because we just simulated a few days now. So the Rangers are tied with us. And we're tied with Columbus. Another huge game. Another huge 2 points are on the line. I think this game really will solidify whether or not we get 3rd place. First period. 2-1 edge for Columbus. Derek Brassard, Nick Foligno get a goal. Leo Komarov gets one. Actually, he's on the 4th line now. 4th line goal. Second period. 1 for us, another 2 for them. Josh Anderson with 2 goals. Andrew Ladd. So the 4th line with 2 goals. Like, where's our top 6? Slowston. 3rd. We're down by 2. I mean, if we can have a couple of goals here quick. Power play. No. Oh, there's one by Jack Johnson. Huge goal. We're only down by 1. Come on, boys. We have 1 more on us. Come on. Ugh. Regulation loss. That's a huge loss. It's a huge, huge loss. So we're in a wild card spot. Columbus has clinched a playoff spot. We could still potentially get 3rd place, but I think the edge would go to them. 81. We literally need a point to ensure. We need a point to ensure a playoff spot. Up against Montreal. Last game of the season. First period. 1-0 Montreal. Lehkonen. Second period. We get 2. Nick Leddy on the back end on Carey Price. Ethan Lyons gets 1. Okay, 3rd period. They got Carey Price in the net, so see what's going to happen here in the 3rd. Power play. Nothing. 8 minutes left. We're leading in shots. It's going to come down to the final couple of minutes. And we hang on for 2 points. Unbelievable win. That should secure us a playoff spot. And it does. And we are the first wild card team in the East. Wow. And that is the end of regular season play. We're going up against Tampa in the playoffs. So, year number 1 it came down to the last 3 games of the season to see if we could make the playoffs or not. We just missed. In year number 2, again, the last 2 games it came down to determine whether or not we made the playoffs, and we just barely make it in. So 2 competitive seasons. I cannot be, upset at all with that with the New York Islanders. Let's just take a look at our stats here. So still no one kind of getting a 60-point season, which is unfortunate. Our bottom 6 definitely needs to be improved in the offseason. That's a focus for us. Jeff Skinner ends up leading the team with 58 points. He had 29 goals. Let's see how that compares. So we had more points and more goals than he did last year with Buffalo. And can't complain with that. 10 power play goals, that's the best he's had since 2013, 2014. No complaints there. Barzell. So he only had the 51 points last year, so his numbers did increase. Wasn't as bad in the minus column. Definitely not the 85-point season he had in real life, but still growing the team around him. And Ethan Lyons with 34 goals in his rookie season, 52 points. We'll have to see how he measured up against our rookies around the league. Josh Hosang, 48-point season in the NHL. This was his first full NHL season. He played 21 games, 22 games, 31 games last year for us. So his first full-fledged NHL season, 48 points in 77 games. Not too bad. He was a plus player. What more could you ask from him? So good first full season for Josh Hosang. Josh Bailey, 47 points. Again, plus player. He's a plus 12. There's really not much more you could ask of him. He's going to be a consistent 45 to 50 point guy on an average New York Islanders team. So a point growth for Beauvillier. So in his rookie, not his rookie season, but his first season under my leadership, had 36 points. He matched his point total from the real life the year before that, and a nice increase up to 19 goals that year, 46 points. He was a plus player once again. Anthony Beauvillier, great second line center for us. Yeah, so guys like Komarov, Ladd, Kuhnackel, these guys are just, Komarov and Ladd, they're just not good for our team. Minuses are just way too high. Third line, they mostly play on the third line. Third line is just not good, so really need a strong third line coming up for next year. Defense played well most of the year. That last third of the season really started to trail off. I think Strawman, definitely makes us better, but it's just the offensive production isn't the greatest right now for our club. But good to see Pulock leading the team in points with the defense in points rather with 33. Had 10 goals. Letty with 29 points. Dano Chara, still 84 overall. Pelech was a plus 16, so somehow, some way, he found a way to be positive. He was the only positive defenseman for us. So there's that, and then your goaltenders. The records aren't amazing, but their stats are. Save percentage. Lehner came down a little bit there with a save percentage, but they're both having good careers here in New York. 4 shutouts for Lehner. Grice playing only 13 games. He was injured for a big chunk as our backup goalie, but it's been another successful season. Islanders making the playoffs. That's success. They haven't made the playoffs a lot in the last handful of years. New York Islanders, let's take a look at the team stats here. We'll go entire league. Let's see where our team sits. Goals for per game. This is an area I feel we're not going to be good at. We were the second worst team in goals for per game, so that's our issue, is goal scoring, but I think it's depth goal scoring. 188 goals, looks like it's tied with Boston for worst in the league. But goals against per game is definitely a strength for us. Looks like this year we're kind of middle of the pack. Last year I think we were like third best, even though we didn't make the playoffs at goals against. So defensively we're pretty good. Power play percentage. Let's see where we are. Again, so it looks like we're middle of the pack there. Penalty kill. We have the 5th best penalty kill in the league. So defensively, we're good. We're good defensively. We just got to continue to grow our offensive game. So at home, nice winning record. We had a winning record on the road as well. 6-4-0 going into the playoffs, which isn't bad. You know, we won more games than we lost, and that's how we're in the playoffs. I do want to take a look at stats around the league, just to kind of see what's going on there. So Phil Kessel leading the league in points in year number 2 with 97, which is kind of low. Goals, John Tavares, our former captain, led the league in goals with 59. Take a look at defensemen. Ekman Larson leading the defensive point lead for 64 points. Very good. And rookie skaters. Okay, so our Ethan Lyons led the league by a country mile in goals and by 5 in assists. So hopefully it'd be nice if he wins the Calder. Where is... Did Jack Hughes not play? I guess Jack Hughes did not play this year in the NHL, which is fine. I've heard a lot in real life talk about him probably not jumping right to the NHL. But cool. Hopefully Lions wins the Calder. That'd be nice. Awesome. Alright, so we'll leave everything off here on the playoff tree. So, in the Western Conference, you've got Dallas up against Chicago, Minnesota versus Vancouver, San Jose versus Edmonton, and Anaheim up against Calgary. In the East, Carolina up against Columbus, Pittsburgh versus New York, Toronto versus Buffalo, and Tampa Bay up against your New York Islanders. So, when we come back next time, we'll have playoff hockey for the first time, but only took us 2 years, so that's not bad. So, I mean, at this point, we're playing with house money, as they say. You know, definitely, I think we, in both years, we've played better than I think we're expected to, than we should. So we're in a good spot. You know, we have a first-round pick from Buffalo still, which, I mean, they made the playoffs, and depending on how far they go, but again, we have a draft lottery eligible pick in the Boston Bruins pick. We have their first round pick that we made in a trade last year. So that's interesting to see. And actually, just before we go, I want to see where Boston ended up landing. So they were the 6th worst team. So again, Boston has a real chance of winning that. Well, I mean, technically we do have that real chance of winning the lottery. And I think Winnipeg's was like 10th or something. They were like 10th or 12th, and they won the lottery. So you never know. Either way, we should have a nice top 10 pick with Boston and then Buffalo. You never know. They were the lowest playoff team. I mean, they had 90 points, but they were the lowest playoff team. So if they get knocked out in the first round, their pick should be decent as well. So we're looking good. We are looking good with the New York Islanders here. So yeah, like I said, next time, year number 2, playoffs are coming up. A lot of our guys are going to see playoff action for the first time. AKA Barzell, AKA, Beauvalet should see NHL playoff action for the first time. Lions. So it's going to be exciting. So next time we'll have the playoffs and most likely the draft, I would imagine. So that's all for this time, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.